Put your name and your ankles on a hashtag. This too easy, it's like shooting on a trash can. Woo!
Yeah, hey. Look, yeah. Dude like Robin. Rolex diamonds. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Buy brown Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like Robin. Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like Robin. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Like Robin. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Like Batman. None of them. Just none of them. Just left church, I'm wildin'. Poppy round Rolex diamonds. Rolex diamonds. She don't wanna leave, she vibing. I just left church, I'm wildin'. I'm wildin'. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Heat it up, heat it up, heat it. No sit. Riding out. No, I never. It's something about me, just tell you I will. If you're not my friend, I don't fake it, I never. Young rap, this amazing Margiela. 2 icy chains on top of my sweater. This the success of my latest endeavors. When I come around, I guess they not together. I'm making her better. She wanna come and play Jenga, I let her. She from the hood, I could take her wherever. I ain't making no statements. I bought it cash, I ain't making no payments. I gave it to DJs and they never played it. Except for the hood and the ghetto, I'm famous. Lawyers check it. You ain't have to finesse it. 2 praying hands, I know I'm protected. I'm the GOAT, Lord is my shepherd. Dude like Robin. Rolex diamonds. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Buy brown Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like Robin. Rolex diamonds. Hey, I do like Robin. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. Like Robin. Fendi flip flops, I'm styling. See me like Batman. It's none of them. Hey. Hey, my bro went.
A stunning view of the moon and the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. We've got Antetokounmpo. Davis is out there with Jason Kidd. Then there's West. And it's Howard in at the center position. And for the Mavericks, Thomas is out there with Jordan. Then there's Pippen. And it's Bird. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5. Here's Pippen. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
We see these two teams dealing with injuries right now, Steve. How much do you think that's going to change things tonight here?
I think it's going to change a lot. I think the style of play, you're going to see more guys off the bench get more minutes. And I think it's going to come down to if they can control the pace and also if they can make shots, some of these other guys.
You got to respect the quickness of Pippen. Just terrific at getting to the right spot there in transition.
And there's the pass to Davis. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. That shot off, so the Mavericks will take it the other way. Now Bird, Thomas passes to Pippen. Some nice passing here by Dallas. From deep, Jordan. Dwight Howard grabs the board. And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. Passes it to West. Shoots the 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Thomas against West. Thomas's shot is off.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Fires from 14. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Great focus on the defensive end there to contest that shot.
And this is where you would prefer to work the ball to someone else for just a better look.
Pierce again missing.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here are the Mavericks now. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Left side Kid fires the three, drains the three-pointer.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Pass to Olajuwon. The shot missing. With 1 on the clock, that shot no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Griffin is out there with Mutombo. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Scott, and it's Irving in at the small forward. Here's Pierce after Julius Irving's basket. The shot misses. Nice D from Scott, and stolen by Yao. George finds Parker. Back to George. Pass to Parker. Here's George, defended by Paul. Back to Parker. 4 on the shot clock. Griffin trying to get open. Parker's shot is off.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
George against Paul. From 7, Yao with the block.
And you have to appreciate the reach of Ming. Superb at putting himself in a good position there to block the shot.
Paul kicks to Irving. Outside, Scott. 1:25 left to play here in the second quarter. And it's Irving missing. The Pistons trail it.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pierce.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Ball against West. Howard with the steal. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The shot's good on the assist by West. Thompson's got the lead up to 1 now for the Pistons. Here's Paul. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
And here is West. There's the triple. Offensive rebound. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And
it's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey, welcome back to Two. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well,
and that...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And Steve, some classic shoe brands making a return to the NBA with updated versions. Smitty, what was your sneaker of choice back in the day?
Kevin, it's funny. I started off with the pumps, the double pumps, and then I ended up with the shell-toe low top. And then now you see all the youngsters now wearing low tops. They used to tell me back in the day, low tops were not good for your ankles. But I didn't really jump that high, so I was okay.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. They've got Jason Kidd, Antetokounmpo out there with West. Then there's Howard. And it's Davis in at the power forward.
You won't find a much better alley-oop partner. AD flying to the rim.
It's Jordan on the wing. Antetokounmpo defending. Dallas, no good that time either.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
West up on top. There's the dish to Howard. Right side, Antetokounmpo. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. And now a three-point Detroit lead.
They are still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Olajuwon trying to break free. The shot by Jordan, no good. Here's Kidd. That shot, no good. Some solid defense from Pippen. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And here's Giannis from outside. Nailed from three-point land. Antetokounmpo's got his second bucket of the night. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Dallas. They trail by 6. Here's Bird. Will it go? Another shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, and every generation or so, a player comes along who can be considered a true superstar. Folks, that's Larry Bird.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Bird hits them both.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Giannis outside. Fades back, and Davis gets it to go on the assist from Antetokounmpo. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
Playing inside out, AD is the guy to do it with. Tremendous accuracy in the paint.
Outside Pippen. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Dallas moving the ball around. The pass to Olajuwon. Takes a 3. Rebound, Detroit. Giannis has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Trying to get open is Bird, and the basket is good. Thomas got his first bucket of the night.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up. And after what was just a horrendous shooting performance in that first half, they're finally starting to find their rhythm here in the second.
And 3 from Jordan, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Detroit in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll return shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. They've got Griffin, Byron Scott out there with Irving, and it's Bird, and it's Olajuwon in at the 5 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Griffin looking around. Here's Scott. Oh, Griffin in position, up high to stop the alley-oop.
If I'm Blake Griffin, I'm telling my teammate, throw it higher. I'll go get it.
Kidd kicks to Davis. He lobs it up and finished off by Davis.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Dallas calls timeout.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
All checked in for Blake Griffin. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He is not pleased. He told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
And that one falls for Paul.
One of the most vocal players in this league, CP3 is known as a tremendous leader.
And Paul drills both of them. Here's Giannis. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. He kicks it to Kidd. Thompson outside. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. On the wing, Irving. Over Kidd. A double clutch. Olajuwon. And it's sent back by Howard. Irving against Kidd. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. He dishes it to Howard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon.
And Howard living at the line, all about knocking him down.
First free throw is good, and that stretches their lead to 8.
And the former first overall pick in the 04 draft, Howard has had a stellar career, a dominant force who continues to frustrate the opposition.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Scottie Pippen's checked in for Irving. Jordan comes in for Scott, and Thomas subbed in for Chris Paul. Pistons leading by 9. Outside Kidd. Down low, he's looking for Howard and finds him. Count it, good.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Pistons.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
And the defining trait of the greatest of superstars, Jordan makes the players around him better, mentally, in terms of effort, and in terms of their performance.
There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Passes it to West. Fires top of the key. Again, the Pistons score.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
and the perils of trying to defend Jordan. Athletic enough to get anywhere he wants to go, and then tough enough to take the hit and finish.
Antetokounmpo with the bucket.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
Yeah, finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Anthony. You got to enjoy coming out on the road and getting a win like you did tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a tough arena to play in. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Everybody coming out, we just wanted to play. We came up from the beginning and said, we got to come out and play defense.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony.
I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the seven, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.
Is you thinking I'm jumping and leaking and leak? Immediately show up this evening and wait till you sleeping. Kick the door open, I'm scanning for motion. I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Done with I just want the Lucci, so me and all of my poochies can eat. For his loose change, take his boo thing out the PF chains and take him K, get a steak or something. Something looking at me like I'm opaque or something. Don't I look like Drake or something? Something better tell mankind Undertaker coming.
Back up, I was told it, don't back up. Got me started, back up, but I won't be a back up. Back up, living life in respect up. I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a victim. I'm in the seven, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the seven, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, you know I be smarter than Spock. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, come from off the top.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Pacers looking like they could walk straight off the bus and on and with tip-off.
Well, James.
No doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. We've got Drexler, Anthony out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Duncan, and it's Curry in at the 1. And for the Spurs, they've got LeBron James, John Stockton out there with Moncrief, then there's Nowitzki, and it's Unseld in at the 5. Stockton against Curry. James outside, over Anthony. LeBron, no good. Here's Indiana now. Anthony looking it over. Mark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. 5 on the clock. Knocked loose. James with it. Now Anthony defending. LeBron passes to Stockton. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And I like the trickery of Nowitzki. Super at drawing the D into the air and then earning that foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
You know, yeah, guys, last year was a rough one for him at the stripe. I mean, it's going to be hard for him not to improve on those numbers. They were that bad.
And you've heard the saying on death and taxes, the San Antonio Spurs might be that third thing you can count on.
Yeah, I agree. A model of consistency, and that starts with culture and chemistry and commitment. And they play smart, they play together, and they rarely beat themselves. And that's one of the reasons the Spurs have been one of the greatest pro sports franchises in history over the last 25 years.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
LeBron, no luck.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Here is Stockton after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Moncrief kicks to Nowitzki. It's hauled in by Duncan.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Now, here's Gasol. Back to Anthony. 6 to shoot over Nowitzki. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Moncrief, the pass to James. From deep. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Spurs lead by... And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. You might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
We've got Kawhi Leonard, Harden out there with Rose. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Weber in at the center. That's the San Antonio 5. Now here's James. Pass to Harden. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And playing with a lot of fire now. They had a tough start in that first quarter. Didn't shoot it well, but didn't let that discourage them. And now they're showing what they can do offensively.
Here's Rose. Pass to James. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. James has got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates.
Outside Anthony. The pass to Abdul-Jabbar. And stolen by James. Harden gets the bucket. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Spurs.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Anthony's shot is off.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
And Rose, no good on that one.
Well, I tell you what, this guy gives you everything he's got when he's out there. And that's what you love about Derrick Rose, how fierce he is as a competitor.
Dumars against Curry. Drexler passes to Sabonis. 6 on the shot clock. And a deep three from Curry. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And Joe Dumars the bucket on the assist from Leonard.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Spurs making a switch here. Stockton's checked in. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Drexler passes to Duncan. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Tim Duncan.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by San Antonio.
Now here's Leonard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Nowitzki. And it's in there.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Lets it go. And the Spurs scoring again.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the ball.
And so that's the end of the first half. It's San Antonio leading by...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first... And...
as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Mark, you ever think we'll see a player coach in the NBA again?
I don't think so, Kevin. The role is just so demanding. You know, it requires so much, and there's so much scrutiny now. I don't think you can effectively play and coach in this day and age. No, I don't think you'll see it now.
Last one we saw was Dave Cowens back in the late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago, man.
It's the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
On the court right now for the Pacers. Duncan is out there with Marc Gasol. Then it's Anthony, and it's Drexler, and it's Curry in at the point guard position. James, no good.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night. A hand in your face on every jumper.
Here's Unseld. Kicks it out to LeBron. Passes to Unseld, and he dunks it down.
Like the sun rising every day, you can count on LeBron to have his head up scanning the floor and finding the open man.
Drexler against Moncrief. Here's Anthony. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first four here in the third.
LeBron with it. Pass to Stockton. He kicks to Nowitzki. That's good, and a nice assist from Stockton. 7 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Nowitzki is one of the best three-point shooters of all time, and if you talk about big guys, he may be the very best.
Back to Curry. Outside Gasol. Curry on the wing. Sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Man, I have great appreciation for the IQ of Stephen Curry. I mean, once the ball hits his hands, guys, you know he's thinking about letting it go.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. The Pacers also changing it up. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Duncan, and Petrovic subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Curry against Rose. From 11 feet away, nice spin off the left rim and in. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he's not just the best shooter in the league because Curry hits the open shots. He hits the tough ones as well.
And it's good for 2.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Pacers trail by 14. Here's Petrovic. Kept alive by Indiana. Stolen by Weber. Rose scanning the floor. Kicks to Leonard. Harden outside. Back to Leonard. Over Gasol. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court right now for the Spurs, Dumars is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Weber, and it's Rose, and it's Harden in at the 2. Rose finds Leonard. Spurs passing it around. Clock at 6. Got a piece of it. The shot from 20 feet away. Bucket is good. Leonard's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for San Antonio. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Indiana Pacers. It's an 18-point game. Gasol trying to free himself up. Can't hit that one. Harden with the defensive effort. And San Antonio shooting it as well as you're going to see. 67%. Here's Drexler. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're up by 16. 1:57 left here in the 4th quarter. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Pacers also making a change. Duncan's checked in. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. Nowitzki kicks to Moncrief. Anthony against James. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds, but that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
Duncan against Nowitzki. Gasol's in the post. No good that time, and Indiana will come the other way.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for San Antonio.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for LeBron.
You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Shoots a fader. Just 5 to shoot, and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Weber, he's checked in for San Antonio. Dumars comes in for Moncrief. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. Outside Lowry. Pass to Dumars. Over Calderon. Here's Weber. Tries yet again, and it's good on the layup. And the Spurs lead by 19.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Here's Mourning, and Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
You see so much pain, but the kid do it big. Now they know my name. I done got it out the mud and put on for my day ones. That's why I miss Badu and Dave Chappelle show up. You don't play or love.
before, but never again. Back on our grind, you know what it is. Yeah, this is our year. Knocked us down once, we got up again. Put in the work, so I know we gon' win. This is for real, we never pretend. We gotta win. I had to stop being basic. Part of my dreams had to chase them. You counted me out, I counted me in. Fell off before, but never again. They boxing me out, I never fit in. Never will fold, never could bend. Just wanna win. Just wanna win. Wake up, I had to stay up, took a few pay cuts, I had to save up.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Confident and ready for action, the Bulls as they headed to the locker room earlier on. The hometown crowd certain to give them a warm welcome. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Nightfall in the Windy City before the players love him. Thank you, David. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. We've got Hill. Garnett out there with Tracy McGrady. Then there's Frazier. And it's Cowens in at the 5 spot. And for Chicago, we've got Shaquille O'Neal. Ryan is out there with Nash. Then it's Robinson. And it's Ginobili in at the 3 slot. Now here is Hill. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well. Brent, 2 explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at a time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings. They would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that.
I can see the bruises. And here's Nash. Now the pass to Ginobili. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Just 4 to shoot. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And that one's good by Shaq.
And I'm a big fan of the awareness of Nash on the floor. A selfless player who's just fantastic at getting the ball to his open teammates in rhythm. Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Here's Nash after the Trailblazers pick up 2.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Here's Nash following the score by Walt Frazier. Bryant passes to O'Neal and Shaq with the slam.
O'Neal is a force of nature. Once he gets it that low, it is a foregone conclusion.
Frazier with it, guarded now by Nash. Frazier kicks to Hill. Inside, and it's slammed in by Garnett.
And how fierce is Garnett down low? I mean, when he's close to the basket, he is aiming to make a statement.
Bryant. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. It's blocked. And McGrady with a clear path to the hoop. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Clearly a foul.
The Trailblazers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. So Chicago ends up going with the new group, and McGrady drops them both. Bulls trail by 5. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Here is Havlicek. Shot clock at 6. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Alex
1 second left. It doesn't go for him. And that does it for the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 5. Stay with us as we get set. Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Portland, Frazier is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Malone, and it's English in at the small forward position. No good that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. T-Wade on the wing. Great D that time from Walton. Bulls trail by 5. Feeds to Doncic. Alone with it. Barkley covering. Here's Wade. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And it's on John Havlicek.
Wade is a very consistent performer from the foul line. This is why you always avoid fouling him if you can.
There's a lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. I think that's going to happen.
I don't understand what the divisions are. Do you?
No. We don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, it could be something that goes away soon.
Pass to English. Over Barry. English misses.
Well, the defense was right up on him, so electing to go for the fadeaway there creates some room. Well, that makes sense.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Wade dishes to Frazier. Back to Wade. Pass to Malone. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Now, here is Havlicek. He's tightly guarded. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Trailblazers leading by 5.
And if they're thinking, they can get a 2-for-1 here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're going to run here. Got to run a good play. The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
They get it again. A second chance effort. And it's Barkley missing.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Now, here's Doncic. The three. The shot off that time. And so it's Portland holding on to an 8-point lead. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up. And that should...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
Yeah, there is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
They've got Robinson. Nash out there with Kobe. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's Ginobili in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Frazier the pass to Cowan. This one for 3. They get it back. Garnett lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Garnett's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. Nash the pass to O'Neal. The shot that time not on target. Excellent D there from Garnett. To the middle. And it's McGrady that time on the assist by Frazier. And now it's a 10-point Trailblazer lead. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nash kicks to Kobe. It's it alive. It's good on the putback. O'Neal's got 6.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. The pass to Hill. Tipped away. Here's Cowens, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on David Robinson.
And how about that skill set that Cowens possesses? Shoots a high clip from the field and rebounds the ball well at either big man position.
And the Bulls making a change here. Miller's checked in. Dwayne Wade's checked in for the Trailblazers. Snatched up. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
I love watching Robinson work there in the paint. Possesses that strength and touch around the basket.
Trailblazers leading by 7. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Back to Nash. Lets it go from deep. Tries again. Rebound by Grant Hill.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the basket by Wade.
And that's just a really good-looking 3-point shot from D. Wade. You have to crowd him as he's rising up for that one.
Here's Shaq. And Shaq with the slam.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wade with it. He's got 10. Over Nash. The shot by Wade, no good. From deep 3-point range, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Portland going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, D-Wade out there with Tracy McGrady. And there's Hill. And it's Garnett. And it's Cowens in at the 5, roaming the paint. And it's sent back by O'Neal.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Kobe's checked in for the Bulls. Just 5 on the clock. Here's McGrady. Here's Garnett, and it's slammed in by Garnett.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's McGrady. Lays it up and banks it in. McGrady's got the lead up to 14 now for Portland. With social media, extended TV coverage, lots of distractions for these players, Brent. But some do a terrific job of blocking all that out and keeping their focus.
I think the roles and responsibilities of teams is changing around exactly what you're talking about, Kevin. You have to have people within your organization that help these players understand where it is that they have to focus most, and that is your job on the floor. And so really good organizations are educating the players on that. They're not just relying on the agents or outside sources. Teams are trying to get in there and impact guys at a young age to make sure that, as you said, that noise is not part of their beginning part of their career.
Make it a distraction. Chicago making some changes. Barkley comes in for Havlicek, and it's Jackson in for Doncic. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Frazier, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Frazier against Shaquille O'Neal. Pass to Barry. Outside, Kobe. And finish off by Bryant.
And Bryant, just a superb athlete, terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Garnett kicks to McGrady. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Hill. Here's Cowens, and Barkley sends it back. Here's Barry. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And if there's one guy you know won't hesitate to pull the trigger, it's Barry. Before that pass even got there, you could tell his mind was made up. He was going to take that shot.
The kick out to Frazier. Back to Garnett. And again, unable to change momentum here.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
God, though, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Now Frazier. So the Trailblazers win it. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's
my socket, I'm whipping a new machine. I got me a cool nurse thing. She went to had to tell her little baby, I'm proud of you. Flood your bank account with all the salary and it's making this lettuce and relish too. In case I see you, she say, tell me how you flexing, but you never rah. I got all your friends, how that's really cool. And I can tell you all time. Wake up, baby, wake up, don't sleep on me. Even though my cake up, I got cadence and real nice tea. I want you. I get for rushes, cause you know I'm proud of you. Yeah. Hey, proud of you. Proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. Hey, proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. You, yeah. Say it. You, I'm proud of you. Hey, She put the Energizer batteries in my back. I understand my feature like. Tell me to feed them like. Hey, pray for me even though I don't deserve it. Hey, we don't fight to get the post in our business, teaching each other to have a discussion. Wow, I'm so proud. Keep taking like that around, get your child. Yo, aura keep changing colors on me, fireworks. Wow, I can see it all, I believe first. No bandwagon, no t-shirt, girl, you're glowing like a meteor. Hit your bring a friend, I ain't see her. Ton of vision, only spot to keep first. Proud of you, I study you, I do the research. Proud of you, proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. Yo, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. You, baby, yeah. You, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. Yeah.
Crazy, I like that, you like that, so let's be crazy. The contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby, 'cause I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't get enough.
Dice que no le es suficiente, está mal de la mente. Cuando está solita que entre, música para ponerla en ambiente, yeah. Ella quiere que como aquella vez, le busco otro. Todo lo que se pone bonito se le ve. Empezamos a pie y ahora andamos en el jet. Vamos a calentar, baby, tú. No se quiere olvidar, lo quiere recordar, baby.
'Cause I can't get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Latino gang.
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't crazy. I like that, you like that, so let's be crazy. The contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby. Yeah. Ooh, no one's gotta know. We can keep it low key. I'll be fine alone, long as you're alone with me. So incredible, unforgettable on me. 'Cause I can't get enough.
Benny Blanco.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Chibaba man, Solero.
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't get enough.
Put blind sides on my eye, I can feel the money. I got some young for money. You ever felt the zombie? I done went bad. Ever since I got checks, I don't run and get mad as how I react. What they gon' do? Can spend 40K flat. Don't worry, my get part of the, so I got it right back. By the way it's going down, it's been going up. I can't hold nothing back, I won't hold you up. I can't fit all my pain in this. Always talk to myself cause it's only us. Always deep in my mind, don't know who to trust. I've been rolling around town feeling woozy. Tryna ride on my side, I get choosy. I don't know who I'm tryna use it.
Ain't easy, hopping at the guinea. All my wishes came true like a genie. All my money coming blue when they print it. All set, you in the Senate. See you in a minute. I see you with a million in a row, just rent it. Try to try me like I was a gimmick. Exposed. Now I got a number one, now they hit me. Number one. You heard that? Then I had to take a bath. I was going down the wrong path. I'm humble with the money and I don't cry. Give me the game, I'ma grab it. Stock up my tanks in the cabinet. Dripping too clean like a napkin. She was on a money to the rack, so I lap them. Don't give them the formula. Nah, I'm from the jungle, I'm an animal. They scandalous. I commanded them. I'm from the bando, my daddy had abandoned me. Bando. Mama tried to cover up and bandage me. I'm the first one to lead a whole legacy. Put blind sides on my eye, I can feel the money.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
And coming up for you shortly, it is the Los Angeles Lakers in action against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, a big point of emphasis: control the tempo, push.
The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark of this sprawling metropolis. We're coming to you from Southern California. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K DA.
Well, small ball.
Point forwards and big guards in demand. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Look at the 76ers starting group. Maravich is out there with Johnson. And there's Malone. Then there's Worthy. And it's Russell in at the 5 down low. And for Los Angeles, we've got Baylor. Gervin out there with Ewing. Then there's Chamberlain. And it's Robertson in at the 1 spot. Gervin against Worthy. Now here's Gervin. Not a lot of room. Chamberlain to Gervin. Shoots over Worthy, and that one's good. Gervin's got the game going here with the first basket for the Lakers. Baylor against Maravich. Chamberlain with the block.
And the quickness off the floor, the insane reach. Well, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
No good from Robertson.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Worthy, the pass to Johnson. Pulls up, high post, and he nails the jumper. We've got a terrific front court matchup tonight. Chris, you were the prototypical 4 when you played. Who was the toughest power forward you had to defend?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the same answer I always have. When I was in the West Coast, any given week, this is who I had to guard in a week's time. Tim Duncan, Garnett, Nowitzki, Rasheed Wallace, Robert Horry, it's Karl Malone. That was all in the West Coast, and I think I played in the golden era of power forwards. And so I would just say, put all their names in the hat, pick one out, and that's who was the toughest, because it was like that every night.
Hall of Famers, including yourself. He gets that one.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
Now, here is Maravich. Russell trying to free himself up, and Ewing sends it back. Robertson against Johnson, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of this game. And the Lakers with some changes. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Gervin. Richmond comes in for Baylor, and it's Payton in for Robertson.
Oh, he's such a good free throw shooter. I mean, it frees him up to be as aggressive as he wants in the post.
Wilkins against Richmond. Wilkins can't get it to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
For Los Angeles, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Hayes, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Los Angeles leading by 3. Chamberlain, the pass to KD. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Look at cashing in from mid-range. Such a consistent shooter, Mr. Kevin Durant.
Hardaway with the bounce pass. Fade away. Wilkins can't get it to go.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Los Angeles on top, leading by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Governing the split of second chance opportunities, Jay. I mean, that's what has them in the lead after 1.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the 76ers, we've got McAdoo, Dominique Wilkins out there with Hardaway. Then it's Parrish, and it's Carter in at the 3, the small forward. Payton surveying the floor. Pass to Chamberlain. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. Lakers leading by 3. Pass to Richmond, and he lobs it up toward the rim, and Hayes throws it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Hardaway passes to Parrish. The kick outside to Butler. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
13 feet away. Again, the Lakers.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Carter. Comes up empty down low. Richmond outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Richmond's got the lead up to 7 now for the Lakers.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Here's Carter. Over Richmond. Carter, that's good. 56 seconds left here in the second. Payton kicks to Reed. Thompson surveying the floor. Passes it to Richmond, to the paint. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Payton's got the lead back up to 7 now for the Lakers. Carter outside from deep. And the 76ers get it back. Here's Malone. They shoot again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Malone, a remarkable power forward. His footwork, incredible. And that jump shot is wet.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Russell, he's checked in for Parrish. Worthy comes in for Butler. Maravich, he's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Johnson in for Hardaway. one is no good.
And that's a rare missed opportunity from him. He'd been good as gold up until that point.
Oh!
That
Yeah.
wow. Choked out of the chip. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Johnson for three. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's Los Angeles, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. Looking at the Lakers, thanks for joining us, folks.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Mitch Richmond really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
Gervin out there with Ewing. Then it's Baylor. Then there's Robertson. And it's Chamberlain in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. A rebound by the Lakers.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Robertson against Johnson. Unloads. Here's Baylor. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Chris, with every team looking to maximize floor space, which big men are the deadliest from outside? Have a shot that you've got to respect.
Oh, well, I think you got to go with a few. Just rapid fire. You got to go with that man, Mr. Towns, out there in Minnesota. How about Blake Griffin, what he did for the Pistons, just shooting, knocking those threes down. Now, I got to give my man Big Lopez a shout out. He shoots it deep from Curryland out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. So much fun watching these guys. And don't forget about Big Marc Gasol. He'll let it fly from deep as well.
He will, and they're all effective.
Oh, very.
Kevin Durant's checked in for the Lakers. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Dominique Wilkins, he's checked in for Malone. Wilkins against Durant. Wilkins passes to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Robertson with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Plays it in off the breakaway.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Here's Maravich. Offensive rebound. That one doesn't go. Los Angeles leading by 15. Here's KD. Again, the Lakers.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Johnson attacking to stop the run. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Baylor.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The 76ers have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Robert Parrish is checked in for Russell, and it's McAdoo in for Maravich. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. With the floater, and KD finishes inside. Durant's got 4 points in the quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Wilkins. McAdoo, the second chance points on the tip in. McAdoo's got his first basket.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Worthy against KD. Robertson outside. A 3-ball. That shot missing.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Lakers lead by 15. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so in the game for the 76ers, we've got Johnson. Parrish is out there with McAdoo. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Carter in at the small forward position. Johnson with the bounce pass, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Robertson passes to Pettit. There's the pass to Chamberlain. They double-team Chamberlain. 6 to shoot, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. The Lakers with the ball. Hardaway with it. Picked up by Robertson. 20 feet out. Hardaway, no good.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. He's trying to force something. It's rarely a good idea.
Irvin's checked in for Thompson. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Russell, he's checked in for Parrish. Malone comes in for McAdoo. Butler, he's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Maravich in for Hardaway. Here is Maravich. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Johnson. It's good. Chris, over the last 40 years, a steady decline in offensive rebound. Largely due, I'm guessing, to the concern with transition defense, right?
Definitely. And let's give respect to offensive rebounding that it should have. Whenever you had guys like Rodman, Popeye Jones, guys that used to just, you'd have nightmares about because they were such great rebounders. Ben Wallace. Well, now it's a little bit different because those guys were playing the 4 position, right? So now at the 4 position, you have to get back on defense because if you're not, guys are shooting threes from Curry land in the 4 position because the game is evolving. So now it is better to get back in transition than trying to get an extra possession for your team. You still want to attack the glass. You just want to make sure you know who's in the game at that time because now you have guys leaking out, getting a quick shot on that other end.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Los Angeles.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
Chamberlain, the pass to Pettit. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. With the teardrop. Robertson can't get it to go. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. It's a 16-point game. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Malone. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Free throw drops for Malone.
At the line for 2.
And both free throws good for Malone. 24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Thompson.
To the inside. Here's Reed. Rebounded by McAdoo. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with.
Sometimes I see him in the cloud. I've been away for a while. I'm in the band in town. Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. Yeah. I swear that it's always something. Get to it, I always want something. Hey, I swear that it's all assumption. Hey, hand out, they always want something.
I hope with the highest of hopes that I never have to go back to the and my days of dealing with. So I only spit fire and so later on you can go quote my lines to your people and folk. And they say that boy be spitting that pressure. And he's smart as a professor. Yes sir. Don't dress him. Sitting right next to a book and a ballad of you better use one time for the freedom of speech. Two time for the right to hope. Just give to the fifth of the close your mouth and pray to your Jesus. That's why, cause it's a lie. So I stay holy and high. May never get rich, but I never, cause I made it here by and by. My, y'all. I could've, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people prayed for my, y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my, y'all. I could've, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a couple people prayed for my, but even birds with broken wings won't fly, y'all.
RTJ, you're gonna need a bigger boat, boys, you're in trouble. Hey, gonna need a little hope, boys, on a double. Hey, you're mucking with a G here, she ain't talk to me. Maybe listen to the man that barely dies his own lobotomy. Pop the tape and baby, we wrote for you. For you, came from feeling what a pure absence of hope can do. Only the leap through blaming brings him the cruise. Still in the wings, so be the darlings, hope they've broken you. Yeah, they better hope that I'm a full force and a cold fast. See the cold floor where I had a tell Max, had a shop right, give me 2 meals and the lights on. I'm a do right, get a new crew, make a new life, never boo-hoo, never lose sight. I'm a voodoo with a burst heart from my old soul, but a stop drop when the squad top, we don't stop a lot. We don't talk a lot about it, we just and I'm a cosmonaut, scream. I promise y'all.
My, y'all. I could've, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people prayed for my, y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my, y'all. I could've, y'all. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a couple people prayed for my, but even birds with broken wings won't fly, y'all.
My girl soft and shaped like a strawberry. With a tat like Stephon Marbury. Carry all my dirt. Bury all of my sins staring out of the bins. Gone with the wind, gone with the pretty long hairs with the fairest skin. She repeated like a parrot, and apparently she gon' keep. I'ma never win. Where your was at when I was sleeping on the couch and in the wheel. Probably with another. I'm on another tip. My skin so tense, strength on strength, 1 on 10 against me. I won't break, I don't bend. Watch your statements, guard your chin, guard your heart, guard your light. Find your zen, mind your likeness. You doing without, cause you ain't looking within. But if you ever in doubt, get it suspend.
Yeah, for life, baby, I'm dressed for the. Baby girl, I'm your soldier. But tripping like this, back and forth, wonder who gon' hold you. Everybody needs somebody to hold them down. Everybody needs somebody to hold them down.
Look, cool. Now me and Shorty had that we never could speak about. You get mad, I'm mad, we sleep it out. And then she had a man who used to, so she told me she wanted out. Got a couple of now that a haunted house. Now we're heart cold, Antarctica, Siberia. Had it planned out, curriculum, criteria, change. She feel pain, strain, built up anger from dealing with it, putting her. I understand the times that you go through your woman things and sometimes can't gauge clearly on what you be thinking. I swear I got your back and got the tab on what you. You ain't got to move a finger or pinky when we linking. Whatever keeps your boat afloat or ship sinking. From loose lips of side women stepping out of position, breaking out of a parallelogram, shaping a prism. Stop signs never stop die. Let's be realistic. I've been trying to get in touch with my senses and be better to my sisters, but think that you feminine when you sensitive. My homegirl rapping, she feminist. Hold it down for the women, I call her feminine. Tell them how you really feel. Been around, we gas it. Girl, you perfect without that makeup or the plastic surgery. I'ma tell you how it is like Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, for life, baby, I'm dressed for the. Baby girl, I'm your soldier. But tripping like this, back and forth, wonder who gon' hold you. Everybody needs somebody to hold them down. Everybody needs somebody to hold them down.
Bugs on the beat.
I'm so sorry. I got woke up inside a Rari. Little things wanna. To my songs over my. I'm so sorry. I got woke up inside a Rari. You know my little things wanna. My songs over my. It's the new life. It's the do right. In my pockets, you don't have to see, but you can watch it. And I'm never lost. I got the options. Tell them slow down, wake up, study. Got the fresh face with the fresh money. Not the two-face, but the protect Gemini. Lot of blue face, diamond one cut, samurai. Got the new place, so many cars can't fit in garage. I'm living my best life. Used to shop and have the research on the price. Used to fly coach when I had to catch a flight. Yeah, I'm just pulling down Melrose with it. Thank God I didn't have to get a job, and I'm in my own lane. I don't have to switch cars. Every day's a good day, cause I made myself a star. I'm so sorry. I got woke up inside a Rari. I know my old things wanna. friend, I ain't coming just to talk. Got a lot of things to do, got a business I'ma start. So don't push me, don't treat me like no rookie. Back up, then I boogie. Day today, I think I'll pay your way. I think I made a way. Save the day. When you ask, can you take a pic? I'm so sorry. I got woke up inside a Rari. I know my old things wanna.
It's that real. I'm sorry. Ran up on him. I ain't say nigga for me. I don't really give a. Cause I'm all up. Ran up on him.